because unfortunately they have repercussions. And they're not the best thing in the world. They're not the greatest thing in the world, but it's a problem. So we get back, I'll do it. We get back, I will talk about that right now. But remember what I said. You want to go from one to other. Do not forget. We'll be right back. All right, we're back now. Remember, there's so many repercussions, and we talked about it with the day, and there's so many repercussions that happen when you go from your dick to your head down to your feet. There's so much that happens to you. There's so much that goes on that you don't even realize how big this shit is. Because what I'm about to drop on you is what I call the fucking crossroads. Ooh, I love this shit. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the crossroads. And I'm going to go through every one of these because we got to understand this. Because when you're thinking like that and you've got that mind reader mentality, there's a lot of shit that goes on through the conversational skills that, I dropped my piece, but there's a lot of shit that happens here. And I kind of want to go over that with you, if I may. Okay, number one thing you do, and I got this at the bottom here. You probably can't see it, but I'm talking about right here. Number one thing you do right there is you meet somebody, okay? I don't care how you meet somebody, you just meet somebody, okay? Now, remember, what you see over here is what I call free passes, all right? On this side over here is free pass shit. So what happened is when you meet somebody, number one thing is probably going to happen is you get a free pass if you have money, power, fame, or looks. So you bypass a lot of stuff, okay? And whoever has power has the control and the respect. So just remember that. That's at the top of the thing, okay? Now, when you meet somebody and you don't have those things and you are like a PUA guy or prey or a beta and you're learning, you meet someone, you go to the first level, which we call the first test for you to qualify. It's a qualifying test. And remember, every test is a respect test. Okay? So when you meet somebody, and that's what I always say, give her your phone number and move on. Let her call you to show you that, you know what, there's interest, so you can go ahead and start leading her. But let's look at how the PUAs and betas do it. The first thing they do is they meet, there's a test to qualify to gain respect. They usually end up right here. When you don't qualify the first time, guess where you fall in? Right there in this little corner, you can't see it, is the friend zone. Remember what I told you about the friend zone? The gay zone, the weirdo zone, the guy that's not getting ass zone. That's where you fall into. You fall into that zone. Now, if you are lucky enough not to fall in and you do qualify, and you're all right, happens is you then move up to the next point, which is a date. Now, for you betas out, now again, for us alphas, we do date. But we date different than you mind readers. The way we date is we either going to take you somewhere we like to go, or we're going to spend a little bit of money to take you out for coffee or tea. We're not going to spend any money on you because we don't need to, not yet. You have not qualified yourself to us yet for us to do that for you. But the number one thing is that, you know what? If you can pass the first level of tests and you don't fall in the friend zone, then you move to the date. Now, after the date happens, now for a lot of you guys, you might get some ass in between the next 2 points. All right? It may happen for you betas out there. You might look up and get some ass. And it's going to happen for you alphas. You are going to get some ass because that's how we're built. Happens is that you come to the next level of the testing. Now, this is with the crossroads. Now, what happens is that the second test is to see how far she can go to push your buttons. All right? To see how she can push your buttons again. Now, there's two ways that you can go. Number one, You can be a man about your shit, an alpha, and check her ass at the door and able to get a good date where you are a man, you're being respected, and she's not going to disrespect you. She's not going to expect you to take her fancy places. She's not going to care, because this is going to be like, I need to really break off the unicorn, because the unicorn kind of veers off, but we're not talking about sex today. Which then, after the date, y'all might move in and get married. But guess what? You still have the power, the control, and the respect. Okay? That can go there. The next point is that you can go from this point and straight up where it'd be a 50-50 chance that you might have a second date. And if you do, it might be a 50-50 thing. 50-50 thing if you get married. 50-50, but there's a 50% chance that you will end up in divorce, because everything is 50-50. She's not sure. Now over here, she's sure. She knows she has a man. She knows she's happy. She knows she's going to have a good marriage with an alpha male who's going to raise her kids correctly, raise her boys to be men, raise her daughters to be good, upcoming, and law-abiding, lovely women. She knows all that. That's what happens on this side, okay? Oops, excuse me, I dropped some stuff. And we got to talk about that also. Okay. But what happens when you go to the other side? Let's talk about this side right here. What happens when, excuse me, you're a mind reader and you fail? Things that happen when you get to this point right here, once you fail, this side right here is you will never get respect or power back again. Because from this point here, you may try to get your power back, but you've already used a slippery slope. You've already started the domino effect. And you know what that means? What that means is you're going to start dates with no respect. It means she's going to ask you to buy her shit, take her places, and still treat you like shit. And then a bad date leads to a bad marriage. Look at Bridezillas. Look at Bridezillas, and you will see what I'm talking about from the date to the marriage. Just watch Bridezillas. That's all I'm asking you to do. When you get from point here, from the date right here to marriage, this part right here, I want you to watch Bridezillas. Watch Bridezillas. You will see exactly what I'm talking about when you're dealing with a woman who does not respect you. And when she doesn't respect you, she makes you buy a lot of shit, buy expensive wedding rings, expensive gifts, expensive dinners, and guess what? That's what she does for your things. But look what she does. Hey, this is how she really thanks you. She cheats on you. She takes control of the relationship. She leaves you. She disrespects you. And she plays your mother. Now, how does that affect this guy? Because the mind reader is the guy that knows that, you know what? He's already figured that she doesn't want him. And guess what? He already feels that he has to use magic. Woo, we'll put this circle right here. This is magic. This is the NLP. His eyes, this is the hypnosis. Let me see if I can do he got the hypnosis eyes, you know, little twirly eyes, the hypnosis. This is all he's using right here. He doesn't know how to be a man, so he's using other shit. He's using outside elements to try to get this woman. So what happens is, guess where he goes? Guess where he falls under? He meets the woman for the first time. All right? He meets the woman for the first time. If you can see that right there. Let me see. Where's I'm sorry, right here. Let me, trying to get that shit in view. I can't really see what I'm doing right here. All right, so he meets the woman for the first time. She puts him on the first test. When she fails, and he gets into the friend zone. But for some women, they see this motherfucker as an ATM machine, so they're going to go out on a date with you, which is going to go to test 2, where she's not going to respect you. You won't be able to get the power back. And again, if you don't believe me, when you go to work tomorrow, ask your friends, who's the little punk ass guy whose wife is running their ass? Who's the pussy? Who's the wimpy motherfucker? And they're going to tell you who that guy is. They're going to tell you, because every office, every building, everybody's got that punk ass man who has no respect in the date. He's dating a chick, she doesn't respect him. He's married to someone, she doesn't respect him. And he's buying her a bunch of shit. And 9 times out of 10, she's cheating on him. How do I know? Because I used to fuck him. She's cheating on him, disrespecting him. And the number one thing she's doing is she's playing his mother. She's being mommy. Mommy, you know, she's playing mommy to him. Just looking at the rule, we're going to hit the rules last. We're almost done. But that's what happens when you're a prey. That's what happens when you're a pussy. That's why these guys work for us. That's why we don't want to stop what's happening. Why break up something that's so beautiful? Let this happen, because as long as this is happening, we are able to get as much ass as we can from these people. Here are a few things a woman wants in a man. Assertive, toughness, venturous, domineering. 4 things a woman wants in a man. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. All right, toughness. You see, women are not looking for someone who's going to fold in the fetal position, especially when the going gets tough. Women are looking for a man who is going to hunker the fuck down and take on any problem that he is faced. Women want a man who takes whatever life throws in his face, and that motherfucker says too fucking bad. I'm going to get what the fuck I want because I am the fucking man. He's going to grab his goddamn balls. He's going to look at the problem and go through it. If you got the list, what do we say about opportunity? Opportunity doesn't knock, you fucking knock. But why do you think this is important? Because women know if you go after them the same way, she becomes the biggest prize around. And all she has to do is become then, you know what? Have you ever seen The Bachelor or the Ocho Cinco show? You always notice how the women are nervous and they're trying their hardest to get with him because he is the opportunity. And toughness does not mean you can't cry. It doesn't mean that you can't be disappointed or sad. It means that you just don't quit. The tough never quit. They don't. Let's see here. Do I want to pop this one in here? Another thing, we don't need to talk about that. Let's find the next one. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, about toughness. And here's the thing about, like, when you're going out on your date and you're that guy, which you motherfuckers don't realize when you're kissing a woman's ass for the first time. When you take a woman out on a date or you're kissing her ass, you're giving her flowers, you're buying her a bunch of expensive shit, what is she thinking? Number one, he doesn't even know me. He doesn't know if I have a disease. He doesn't know if I have an extra titty. He doesn't know if I have a dick between my legs. He doesn't know anything about me. He doesn't know about my sex change. He doesn't know how nasty and dirty I am. He doesn't know how many dicks I've sucked. He doesn't know how much nut I've had in my face. He doesn't know anything about me, and yet he's buying me all this shit. Then they say to themselves, well, he must like me for my looks. Why else is he spending all this money on me? Oh my God, he's so superficial. Why? I mean, this guy really acts weird around me. He's doing all this weird and goofy shit. He must be awestruck about me because, you know what? Guess what? Why is he acting this way? Doesn't he date beautiful women? Am I his first beautiful woman? Why is he acting this way? Next thing you're going to be asking himself, if he really likes me, why the fuck is he kissing my ass? And then by your reactions, she automatically going to think, you know what? I've got him wrapped around my fucking finger. And because I got him wrapped around my finger, he will jump when I say jump. He will move when I say move. I'll just use him and take all of his money. And once she figures that out, what a chump, what a loser. Guess what category you fall in? And then he's pressuring me to respond back to him. You remember when I say you're calling him all the time and bugging him? What do you think she's thinking? He's pressuring me to respond back to him. The problem is I don't even know him that well enough to make that choice. Then she's going to figure that you're not a man of high value. And the biggest thing is, and you motherfuckers got it twisted, if she figures all this shit about you fucking praise and pussies, why would she give up her her unlimited source of free money? You are the money tree in the backyard. You are the ATM machine in her bathroom. Why would she give up you? She's not. She is going to use you for every fucking dime you have.